All right, we're just going to go ahead and get started. Let's see here. Haven't done too much on stream with the Pokemon game, but I couldn't help myself. Let me go to the content suggestions.
To change, I mean, many people saying if you...
Oh man, I think I saw Destiny reacting to this exact one, and I cannot... I don't know if we're even going to be doing too much React stuff today, dude. I'm not going to lie. I have like zero plans. I just have the opportunity to stream for like the next, 2.5, 3 hours. So I thought I would take it. Should we watch the
To
fucking...
change, I mean, many people saying if you carry on down the road you're going in the last few weeks, you will be a fully fledged member of MAGA before we know it.
I'm not like Dave Rubin, a giant sellout fraud who changed all of his positions and is totally useless, and it shouldn't even be on here. It's just a waste of space.
Piers, it's barely worth responding to this ridiculous buffoon who's the joke of the industry, but...
That's what us disruptors are doing. He really does want to drain the swamp. And when you begin to drain it, well, all of those creatures
this episode is brought to you
showing
by
their
me.
teeth and hissing and wailing and snapping at you. And
Jesus, is that fucking Lauren Boebert? Is she on this panel? No, she's afterwards. Why is she... Never mind. Oh, which one should we do first? How about some easy socialist stuff?
Means TV, the world's first anti-capitalist streaming service. Stick around after the episode to learn a bit more about Means and to snap.
About
Hey
what?
gang, this episode is brought to you by Means TV, the world's first anti-capitalist streaming service. Stick around after the episode to learn a bit more about Means and to snag a nice little discount as a thank you for supporting my channel.
Venezuela is bracing for more protests today after Sunday's presidential elections.
Earlier this year, Venezuela had a pretty major election. On July 28th, over 10 million people went to the polls in a contest to decide whether to elect the incumbent, Nicolas Maduro, the challenger, Edmundo Gonzalez, or one of the 8 other opposition candidates. And then we saw a very familiar scene.
Of course, the accusations of fraud.
We say
Oh no, every single time some socialist hellhole does something bad, we have to find 1,000,001 ways to run defense for it. Really? Did I... Oh, I hit B. Fuck.
victory in quotation marks.
Electoral authorities, which are heavily controlled by the government.
Authoritarian President Nicolas Maduro.
Evil criminal dictator that he is.
Clinging on to power.
Undemocratic
How's it going,
attempt
Rez?
to repress political participation.
It was clear from the start this would not be a free...
I saw you going over something the other day. I'm trying to remember what it was. Editing? Ooh, gay. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was soul crushing to watch every day. Listen, I've been thinking about like different things that I want to do with streaming, especially now that I'm finding that I have so much less time to basically do anything, except for work and like apply for new schools and stuff. And I'm like, you know, there's always the siren call of drama like content for people on this in the scene, you know? Stop the games and just do stories? Are you saying that I can't play fucking video games on stream anymore? Do I have any recollection? I pop into your stream for like 10 or 15 minutes almost every day while I'm just like scrolling through YouTube and see what's going on. But I even when I try to keep up with what's going on around here, there's just like it all kind of runs together. I'm pretty sure Lav was involved. No, it was fucking Wicked Supreme. And Kelly Jean. Yeah, I don't even think that I got to the part where Quemenn. I think that's when I like tapped out. I was like, okay, well, there's like obviously a lot more lore here that I was expecting to have to figure out. But yeah, no, I've been thinking about things that I want to do on stream. And Jesus Christ, can I just get out of the fucking cave? Dead end. I can explain it? Well, yeah, if you want to either call or jump into Discord. In like 10? Yeah, I gotcha. We'll listen to this retard for a couple of minutes.
or fair election.
Western media has a particular way of talking about foreign elections, and let's call them attempted leadership changes in other countries. And in this video, I want to really zoom in on that. I want to dig deep into the story of foreign elections were served here in the US, and how that reporting affects the way we understand the world outside our borders, specifically when it comes to the reporting of our most important outlet, the New York Times.
So the New York Times is an extremely important newspaper, not only because of its huge circulation, but also because of its massive influence on other media. Its tagline is all the news that's fit to print, and it really serves as a first draft of history for the American establishment.
This is Alan McLeod, senior.
Here's like my question for people that believe in this shit. Like, for all the times that the New York Times has posted stuff that is anti-establishment or goes against someone that is in power, like, that does happen on a relatively frequent basis, right? Like, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 1000% sure, but I'm pretty sure, what's it called? No, that was Washington Post that did the Watergate scandal, right? From the Washington Post. But just like for all of these large newspapers and journalistic institutions, you'd think that, you know, all the times that they do go out of their way and, you know, talk shit about the establishment or someone that is in power, you'd think that at a certain point, people would stop with the gay bullshit of constantly trying to say that, oh, well, they're just running cover for the CIA or they're running cover for the government, and they're just trying to make sure that the establishment has their narrative all together. But it never, like, I don't know what they would have to say about the establishment or what they would have to say about the government for these people to ever think that they're being accurate in their... how's it going, Dank Brandon? Just playing Pokemon and spending a chill Saturday. Nothing really much going on. So if you guys have suggestions of what to go over, then I'm all ears. Oh, you know what? I can talk about this. I do not know what the point is of like talking about politics. And the reason I say that is because of this Piers Morgan video with these people on it. There, even people on the left, like, I say on the left, people who are like supposed to be like on the Democrat side are now like completely running away from the Democrats. I think like it's almost to the point where the Democrats are a dead party because we constantly fucking whip ourselves over like the smallest fucking infractions, like Hunter Biden getting a pardon from Joe Biden, right? Or like being upset that like Dems are too, I don't know, like soy or whatever the fuck, or however we like want to castigate ourselves. The Democrats, I don't say the left, because the left, they sit there and they fucking jerk themselves off about how they want to send people to gulags all the fucking time. But like Democrats don't really make that many excuses for actual bad actions that other Democrats make, or like small, you know, things that might offend Republicans. Like they like will go out of their way to say, oh, well, that doesn't represent all of Democrats because we're like the party of bringing everyone together. But like did you watch Tim Pool with Luke Beasley? I watched Destiny, going over like some of it passively. I didn't listen in depth, but there was one thing that I was like, when I was actively listening, where Tim Pool like fucking started tearing into Luke Beasley, like super ass mad about Enrique Tarrio. But Enrique Tarrio literally was like planning the January 6th stuff. And they had his Telegram messages, and they had his, they had all of his they had all of his shit. They had him dead to rights. and Tim Pool didn't know that. And Luke Beasley did. And then they were like, yeah, where's the evidence? Show me some data. Show me some data right now that shows that Enrique Tarrio was doing this. And then it's like, okay, well, just like look up Enrique Tarrio indictment. It's like, man, I'm the reason I was saying earlier to Rez that I'm like super looking to do something else on stream is because I care about the things that are going on in my country. I care about my country. I love the United States. I have very strong opinions about politics and all that stuff, but it doesn't really matter because every conversation that's going on in American politics right now, every single one, and every conversation that I've had with randoms in Discord, right, when I'm pulling people in, like the past, I want to say 10 times where I've talked to someone, it is always the most brain rot fucking every conspiracy theory under the fucking sun. Every single one all ties together. And there's something fun to me about debunking conspiracy theories, right? But when the conspiracy theories run this deep, when they are so unbelievably pervasive and bleed into each other, and they're all just different pieces of the puzzle all going together. Like, the fun thing about going through a conspiracy theory is like gathering the evidence, and the thing about arguing with conspiracy theorists is that you have to have more knowledge about the conspiracy than they do, or at least enough about the subject matter, right? But when all of them bleed into each other like the way that they are with like the MAGA movement right now, it becomes impossible for someone who doesn't have all the time in the world it becomes impossible for them to keep up. I don't have the time to read every news story and like go back over the past, 12 years of news stories, going back to, the end of Obama's fucking presidency, to learn all about the Clinton stuff, to learn all about the stuff with Libya, to learn all about the stuff with Syria, to learn all about the stuff with Iraq, to learn all the stuff since like the fucking, let's be honest, since the year fucking 2000, in order to just say like, hey, I think Donald Trump's kind of a fucking retarded, horrible fucking person. And I think that his policies are going to be damaging for our country. You can't have that fucking conversation. I can't just talk about the fact that like, damn, this Donald Trump motherfucker seems really fucking retarded. There's like nothing that you can, there's no criticism that you can levy against someone who is one of the conservative magatards. You can't criticize any of them, and you can't criticize people for like starting to align with them without them doing the whole woke cancel culture bullshit. Like look at Cenk, right? Look at Cenk from the Young Turks, who said MAGA isn't my enemy, the establishment is my enemy. Like he's saying that it's good that Kamala Harris lost because at least MAGA might defund some of the fucking military industrial complex, I guess, is his thought. I have a theory about mass hysteria after mass hysteria, but I haven't fleshed it out enough to explain my feelings on it. Like, it's not even like mass hysteria. I feel like the Democrats, despite being more correct than Republicans in basically every single fucking venue, every single fucking topic ever, I think they're just uniquely hateable. And I don't know, I can't quite place my finger on it, but the narrative has completely gone away from the Democrats. It doesn't matter what a Democrat says. It doesn't matter what amount of proof because the Republicans, especially under Donald Trump, have completely obliterated the concept of being a truthful fucking person. There are no values. There are no values. It's, well, that can't be right because a Democrat fucking said it. Or a Democrat did a thing, therefore it is evil. There's infinite amounts of like charity given to Republicans, no matter how fucking stupid what they fucking say is, right? And then the smug, cry bullying that these people do when you call out the fact that, hey, you guys are acting kind of fucking retarded right now, right? Like when you call out Cenk or you call out this Asian lady in the center right here, right? That lady claimed to be a conservative Democrat, and she's always been a conservative Democrat, and the Democratic Party is just not where she needs to be. But then like 2 seconds of research that Destiny did on his stream, and this lady used to be like self-describing herself as a tree-hugging, bleeding heart progressive who was a Bernie supporter. Then come 2020, suddenly she needs to do whatever it takes to make sure that Bernie doesn't win. That's like her biggest thing. Like how in the fuck, how the fuck are Democrats supposed to operate in a world where people can, on a dime, say that they've always believed something and then not accept the fact that they've... One second. How do I mute this fucking shit? Not accept the fact that they have video recordings. They're on camera in 4K saying the exact opposite, right? Or like, if you catch someone in a lie, like Tim Pool, within 10 seconds of him being called out, it's just move the conversation along. How the fuck are you supposed to maintain, like any amount of, like, I don't know how I'm supposed to maintain, the level of care that I do about politics when politics is literally just a fucking joke now. There is no serious discussion to be had because they don't want there to be a serious discussion. Because if the discussion becomes serious, that might lead into the uncomfortable realization that they might be fucking wrong about something. So all conversations have to be in the very narrow scope of, well, the establishment is bad. The establishment is bad. Anything the Democrats do is wrong. The Republicans aren't the establishment unless they're against Donald Trump, in which case they are the establishment. Billionaires need to get their greedy, grubby, pig-like fucking fingers out of the political system, unless it's fucking Elon Musk, the actual evil billionaire that essentially bought himself into a position of power with the president, who is implanting fucking microchips into people's fucking brains. Like, how the fuck do you talk to these people? This is why, like, I don't want to talk to any conservatives, Like, I don't want to talk to, even if I think that on a baseline, I don't think that they're bad fucking people necessarily. Although, like, my opinion of people who still support Donald Trump is rapidly fucking deteriorating. But, like, you talk to people like Admiral Gibbs. Admiral Gibbs is obviously, and I don't mean to like just like call him out specifically because again, I don't think that he's like a particularly bad person, but like he's very capable, obviously, of doing a bunch of research. But then like they know, and I'm pretty sure I've heard him say, even to me, like on voice call, on stream, that like, one sec, I hear my cats fighting. Everyone shamed the fat boy for being bad and fighting. Everyone shame him. Remember this banger from Jank? What was I saying a second ago? Fuck. I've been trying to figure out why I'm more optimistic now than I was before the election, even though I was so against the guy who won. I know now, MAGA is not my mortal enemy, and neither is the extreme left. My mortal enemy is the establishment, and they have been defeated. Yeah. Like, this is insane. And I can't tell, one thing that I can't tell is that these people will say shit like this, and then they'll say that they stand on their fucking principles, but like, is this just like a performance? Is this just like, I need to like get new viewers? Is this, I think that I can weasel my way into the ear of the fucking president because I have a platform where I've been able to argue, or like I have a platform where I've been able to, you know, make contact with Elon Musk one time, and he said he was going to defund the military industrial complex. Like, cat. He's mad. Like, I don't think that you're standing on principle if you think that MAGA is not your mortal enemy as a fucking, like, further left person than I am. They stand against literally every single fucking principle you have, except for I don't like the establishment. And at a certain point, that's just not good enough for me. Because, again, like, the establishment is just a thing. Like, if Jank won and his party became, you know, like, if the Jank party progressives of the United States of America got elected and they had the reins of power for 4 years, guess what? They would be the new establishment. The establishment is just a thing. And the way our establishment is right now is not really all that fucking bad. It's just that everyone picks out their one bad guy that they choose is the biggest bad evil person in the entire world, and after that, you know, we don't need to pay attention to literally anything else. There are no other you know, pieces of the puzzle that we need to look into. There are no like extenuating circumstances. Like, there's nothing else. It's just like, these are the bad guys, and no matter what happens, as long as they lose, I win. Meanwhile, this guy, everyone that he's supposedly on the same side as, you know, where they're minorities or liberals or LGBT people or whatever, are all going to get fucked by, guess what? MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. Have you considered populism? Like, I'm going to roast my cat on a spit. Yeah, you better lay down. He's mad. You know, like, I look back at the time that I was like pushing for populism, and I want to go back in time and kill my former self. I've had to write 3 papers on populism in the past year in different classes. And, you know, when you lay it out, when you lay it out, essentially, like, how would I... Oh, stop. How would I write it out? Populism is a political... It's not really even... Is it an identity? It's a political label that describes a tension and antagonistic relationship between an us and them, depending on the circumstances of the time and place, the us and them can take different forms. In current day America, it's quote, the people versus quote, the elites. In Soviet Russia, it was the proletariat versus the bourgeoisie. I think I spelled that right. Hell yeah, I did. In Nazi Germany, it was the Volk versus the Untermensch. Like, donor class. But see, like, that's why I put it, like, quote, the elites all in caps, because depending on who you're talking to, like, everybody agrees that it's it's the people who are in the elite class, right? But, like, for liberals to leftists, the elites are just, like, rich people who are like putting money into politics. And then people in conservatism, the elites are basically anyone that disagrees with Donald Trump. The elites, the us versus them is so unbelievably fluid that it can change to include anyone in them that you want and exclude as many people from the us as you want. Like, it is just like a fluid thing. It's just like baby's first political ideology, right? And it's subsumed over half of my fucking country. All of my problems are because of them. Now, like, it's not like it's like solely on, you know, all of the peoples, you know. Fuck, what was I saying? Because I started reading your message and I have no ADD message, so I can't fucking concentrate. Fuck, what was the last thing that I just fucking said? Now, like, it's not like it's like solely on, you know, all of the, it's not like it's solely on, you know, the average American, right? Like, there's obvious, you know, like, people that are pushing narratives and shit, right? But fuck, dude. And it's not only on the people because of people pushing narratives. The government has been a little elitist, right? They haven't been super, it's not that they've been like secretive and doing nasty things. It's just that they don't want to explain themselves in a way that the average person can understand. And it's not because it's not easy. It's not easy to take, you know, what the broad fucking government does. It's not easy to take what the government is doing and boil it down into a simple little fucking package that the average person can understand, right? But ever since George Bush, the trust in our government has completely fucking deteriorated to where people will immediately believe malice on the part of the government, malice on the part of people who are lawmakers or are in, you know, the bureaucracy or whatever the fuck. It's all malice. They're all pedophiles. They're all, you know, baby blood drinking adrenochrome, you know, lizard people. And there's no more engagement past that because they don't have any baseline of this is what we're doing and why we're doing it from the government side. And they get very easy fucking little, well, the people who are coming up from the southern border are raping, killing, and doing bad things, and they're also taking your jobs. And if we just got rid of that, everything would be good again. Or the reason your life is bad is because all the other countries in the world are screwing over the United States because we hate ourselves, and that's why we accept bad trade deals that make us all poorer. Because those are simpler little narratives to just input into someone's mind and to understand than doing anything, you know, substantive and learning anything about anything. According to Cenk, Elon is the only good member of the donor class. And that's fucking crazy to me that nobody is looking at, like, we almost had a fucking government shutdown. Almost entirely because Elon Musk started fucking meddling in, you know, calling out all the Republicans who were going to vote for the continuing resolution. We almost had a government shutdown because a fucking billionaire has bought himself into the political zeitgeist. Go on, cat. If you're going to do something, do something. Sorry, my cat's being very annoying right now. Come here. Say hello. Say hello. No? Okay. It's fucking insane to me. And like the fact that Elon can just bully the Republican Party into almost shutting our fucking government down or defaulting on our debt, which would destroy the entire world's economy, okay? Talk about oligarchy, am I right? Like, no, unironically, it is probably the strongest case for oligarchy that the United States has seen since the 1920s. It's fucking insane. It's fucking crazy. Cat, if you do not shut up. How's it going, Mom? No, but it's actually crazy. It makes me not... It's not even that I don't want to pay attention to politics, because I do. It's just that, like, if I'm going to do any kind of full screen cat, okay, I'll get the cat. All right. But it just makes me not want to fucking try anymore to try and keep up with the news, because I have to learn about every discrete fucking political event since the year 2000 in order to be able to have a conversation with any of these fucking people. Come on, fat boy. Oh. Yes, the cat is a populist. He says that the elites, the human elites, have taken away my freedom because I was being bad in the other room, and I should be allowed to bully the other cats no matter what, with no consequences. Wait, hold on. Can you hear him purring? Go on. Anyways, it's just it's blackpilling the fuck out of me. It's killing me. That there doesn't seem to be any He's just bad. He's just fucking with the wrapping paper. Okay, 1 second. Resi is in stream calling, so we're going to talk to Resi for a minute. Oh, 1 second. I think I need to change my audio output on Discord real quick. Oh, wait, no, I don't. Yeah, I'm good. I mean, a little bit. First off, did Lav really get divorced? One second. I think that something is messing up here because they can't hear you, and now you're just like roboting like crazy. I know. I decided to use my earbuds instead of my over earphones.
She literally just said,
there we go.
Let me see. On Twitter, she said, "There's no tea about my breakup or divorce. It just didn't work out. If you're not going to hear any crazy stories. It's never going to badmouth them. Sometimes love isn't enough, and sometimes people are better as friends, and people outgrow each other. There's no drama or crazy narrative. Breakups are sad, but that's life." And depending on like who you've been following, like if you've been following Lav Loonsnark, you would be going ahead and looking about 2 weeks ago. She ended up showing on this guy Gooner Gooch's stream, but that was his old name. Now he's known as XGoonX, XGEWNX. He's a guy I've known for a while from like back in the Zerka stuff. And yeah, she's been staying there and I guess interacting in his Discord with people. So I have a little stupid video that's like, it's a stream clip. That is literally just, I sent you it, but it literally is that, and then her emasculating people in his Discord. So yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, so that's yeah.
Yeah,
she actually got divorced. Yeah.
Yeah, Lav is probably one of the worst human beings I've ever like seen interact with any other human being, literally in my entire life. So I wish all of the worst for her.
Yeah, fair. All right.
Yeah.
That's
okay, sorry. I have not had ADD medicine in like 3 weeks.
You're fine.
So this is going to be meandering. This is meandering as fuck. Okay.
That's fine. I've got notes on everything. I can drive this conversation.
Okay.
You asked me, and I will.
Is there like there's drama that's happening now? Destiny isn't covering drama because he has Vyvanse and he's not interested in drama. But there's a ton of shit going on behind the scenes. Is that what I am kind of gathering?
Not really. I wouldn't say that. I think everything's being played pretty open-handed lately. Generally speaking. But no, I think it's JStock, right? So JStock has his stream. Do you know the old Kelly drama from JStocks? She told Sherry that she wanted to slurp her miscarriage.
Yeah, I do remember that. I also have a very low opinion, not as low as I have of Lav, but I have a pretty low opinion of Kelly Jean.
Yeah, so that's understandable, right? But basically what happened was Kelly Jean went on JStocks, and it was, I think, a more tempered conversation. I don't really know. I didn't watch it. I only watched the part where Wicked came in and was like, I heard Kelly Jean's handing out apologies, so I've come to get mine. And then he just berates her and does like the same Kelly Jean conversation that we've had before, like a ton of times. Except this time, Quemenn just kind of came in and was like, yeah, Wicked, go fuck yourself, because you're just doing this for self-aggrandizement, and you're not even doing it for content because you don't make content. You're just taking the stream hostage every time you come on here with Kelly Jean because you have old beef with Kelly Jean from years ago that you're just continuing to push forward. Yeah. Yeah, and it all came to, like, at one point in JStock's server, this is like, I mean, there is like old wicked stuff that I found with Kelly Jean and whatever, but more recently, like this year, what ended up happening was at one point in JStock's server, they were talking about things around Kelly Jean's grape, and then Wiki got banned from the server for it because it's like a complete no-go. And then it's just been a back and forth, like, little fight and stuff. It's kind of bullshit, if I'm going to be honest with you, right? Like, just because it's just, whatever, I don't know. It's hard. It's one part that I find hard. I think the actual conversation is interesting, but yeah, so it kind of just came to a head, and, yeah, they just started going on about it. And then eventually Quemenn's just like, yeah, this is boring. You do this all the time. She's not going to coalesce. You're just badgering, and that's it. And a lot of people, like it just turned into Quemenn versus Wicked and Relly for a couple of hours. That's like the whole drama, really.
Like, here's my thing. I think that, like, on one hand, I understand Quemenn's Quemenn, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I understand that point of view. Because when you hear the same fucking conversation over and over, it gets kind of boring after a while. And
I mean, yeah,
when
exactly.
was the last time that Kelly Jean gave a sincere apology for something that was worth apologizing over?
Well, this is the thing, though, is like, why even bother getting one? Right? Like, we're at the point of, like, whether you like it or not, we're at the point of Kelly Jean dehumanization where people are literally saying you can say anything you want about Kelly Jean and it does not matter, right? Like, with Kelly Jean.
Yeah.
And you can say, like, that's good or bad, but it's, like, it's inconsistent if you don't, like, just apply, if you try to condemn other people for that shit, which, I think Destiny people give a shit about. Like, I care less because I think it's more funny to be a little inconsistent sometimes, but because everybody is. So it comes down to like this consistency thing, I think. And that was like what the Forethought drama was. That's why Dan got kind of fucked over, because he did the whole Twitch thing. Everybody's like, yeah, kill Hassan. And then,
he tried to do that on Forethought, yeah.
Yeah, and then he tried to go in on Forethought, and everybody's like, wait, why are you going for Forethought? It was like the I'm not saying that they came for Hassan and I said nothing. They came for Dan Clancy, I said nothing. They came for Forethought and I had no one left to speak for Forethought. Like, it's one of those situations in my eyes. So yeah, that's what that is. So Dan stocks went down, Kelly stocks went lightly up because Dan used her. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, Kelly's still in the space. I just don't think we should. I generally think we shouldn't dehumanize her. I think that's a good start.
Yeah, she's just like someone that I would never want to like ever interact with, literally fucking ever. Because if she does something that is shitty, then even if you like, she does this thing. I'm not sure exactly if this is just like the coldest take in the world. I don't know how everyone else talks about her, but like. She does a thing where you have to have an exact clip and quote of what she says, like offhand for like, hey, you're kind of a bitch, okay? You kind of act like a bitch. You kind of, you even present yourself as kind of a bitch, and now you're denying that you've ever been a bitch, literally ever.
She's a debate pedophile.
Like, actually,
she's
and then when you...
Yeah, she's doing debate pedophilia. This is literally debate. It's debate pedophilia.
And then if you were to bring up, if you had like a fucking document, first off, you'd be called obsessed, right? If you had every single fucking thing. And then for every single thing that you play, if you didn't, in the accusation, use verbatim every single fucking word that she used, then you're automatically a fucking liar and she doesn't have to fucking answer for anything. If you did use the exact words and you say that this was bad, then she's like, fine, yeah, that was bad. Anything else? And she'll just like move on. And that's the most fucking aggravating, because she's not a nice fucking person. She's not a good fucking person.
No, that's actually, I don't actually have that issue with Kelly. Mostly because that's literally all of you debate people do pretty much exactly that.
I don't think that I do.
This is absolutely the truth. Proving like really basic, like duh points. Yeah, that's a debate pedophile thing. That's Destiny does that, going ahead and saying anything else and being like, oh, I don't really care. It's like, yeah, dude, I know that like Trump is marching on the Capitol and is going to be executing.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, but see, that's why I was just saying that I see those people as fucking less than human too. Okay, I was just talking about.
I'm glad that you see Destiny as less than human. I'm glad that we got.
I'm talking about. Well, I don't know. Like I don't know if Destiny does that as egregiously or as often, because I don't know if I see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's like I don't think that Kelly is doing this for every single debate she's in. Also, I think it's just the ones that we're gonna watch are gonna be the ones that she's in drama with. And at the end of the day, Kelly is a asocial freak who is incapable of reading a room, understanding other people, wants the charity that she doesn't give others. These, I think, are much bigger, broader strokes about Kelly's character that I think that's why I dislike Kelly, right? That's what I dislike about Kelly, I should say.
Yeah.
I dislike Kelly because she's a woman.
Well, that goes without saying.
But, like, the actions that I dislike, you know, okay. So, anyways, yeah, like, yeah, but anyways, regardless, so basically, it was just a Kelly Hillary. They had, at one point, it was like J-Stock, Dan, Wicked, Wolfgang, and like 2 other people, and Kelly in the call, and it's just a dog pile. And then Quemenn came in, and it got entertaining because Kelly wasn't even defending herself, because she doesn't even defend herself anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like kind of like it's honestly kind of depressing, but it's like, I get it. Like, why even bother? You know? So, yeah, Quemenn went in and he, you know, buffered it up. I think a lot of people have issues with Wicked. You know, one, not producing content, and then, you know, kind of taking up shows like this. At least in this specific case, I think that's like a lot of criticism I've seen getting pushed his way. So yeah, it just was kind of like one of those, oh, cool. Quemenn also called Relly boy at one point during it.
Oh.
So, yeah. Yeah, and then, you know, what? So what does he do?
Foul.
Yeah, and he just is like, I don't care. Like, so it's like, you know, again, this is the game.
Can you send me the clip of that happening? I just need to see the. I just need to see.
I have legitimately zero idea when it happened because
damn it,
I missed it because I wasn't really listening for it. Other people were talking about it. I'm just like, yeah, that's Quemenn.
I need to see Relly's reaction to that shit, dude.
He got a little energetic. I feel like he got a little energetic, but he was already pretty triggered. Like, he was already pretty triggered up. And I don't mean that as like he was like a soy boy or something. I mean in the sense that he was like more energetic, kind of like in the fight. You know what I mean?
Man, I miss having fights like that, but I'm so like not a part of like the broader crew that like would jump in there.
Those fights don't happen, dude. It's literally just every once in a while Kelly comes on a stream, everybody dogs on her, and that's like the best that you get. There's no larger critique that's like happening because there's no one to fight with, right? Like it's like, you know, I mean, even Erudite, it's like, you know, or is she going to respond to critiques about her, you know, 52-minute long trauma dump that she did as her return to streaming?
I watched part of that earlier today.
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. I loved every moment of it, dude. It was a trip. I'm trying to debate whether I can get away with just taking my like 3.5 hour long react, do no editing, and just put up a video that just says 3.5 hours of me making fun of NotSoErudite. And can I share a video? I made a new NotSoErudite intro for my channel for Erudite content. Do you want to see?
You should be able to share your screen.
Yeah, all right. Give me 1 second. Let me bring it up real quick. I don't even know where I know where I saved it. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm gonna share screen. This is my new Erudite intro for content. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
All right.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, dude. So here's a question. I don't understand as much about like the erudite hate. I understand that like Sunday has like some reason to hate her. I understand.
The most recent
is it just
erudite
cringeness?
No. So I think the new erudite hate is it's the cringe stuff, but it's also coming from the fact that her entire time spending around like Twitch poll and growing all this stuff was her largely criticizing people for being, not serious, which is like how she's derided Sunday as well as other detractors, amongst a bunch of other stuff, right? Like that's generally speaking what I think the current stuff with Erudite largely is. At least that's like my read on it. Whether you want to agree with that or not, you can. I think there are like, I have like some other takes, which is that, at one point she was literally just saying, what was it? At one point she's like, yeah, the only reason I'm doing bridges is to make money, which I think is just, like, and saying it out loud, it's like, obviously people are doing streaming for some level of value that we generate for ourselves, right? I think that's just normal. I think it's totally fine to say, like, who gives a shit, whatever, right? I just don't think you should give the game away like that. Like, personally, I find that distasteful, but it's not like a huge critique. But yeah, most of it's just like the cringe shit and her just being super, super cringy. And, I don't know. I think coming away from that video, I'm like, oh, so you had really no reason to just kind of dip off the face of the planet for your shit, and now you're just coming back because your PV checks dried up and you need to make money.
Oh, is that why? Because I got like half. Because I only got like halfway through. Is she out of?
No, probably not. She's probably doing fine, but like this is what I'm gonna say because the PV.
No, I mean like, why is she out of Progressive Victory?
Oh yeah, Progressive Victory stopped functioning. Nobody's getting paid by Progressive Victory anymore.
Oh, when did that happen?
The election ended. That's how like political organizations work. Yeah.
Well, not all of them. Some of them almost like have like
almost all of them for the level that the people were.
Well, I just thought that the way that Progressive Victory's like media strategy was to like build out something that was going to be long term. I didn't think that it was just an election long thing.
I mean, but the thing, you retain like key organizational factors and whatnot, which, whatever. Like, but I don't know if they're continuing on like literally at all. If I'm gonna be clear, because I mean, one, so far coming out of it, it's like you had Dylan Burns went on stream after the final hippy dippy. He talked shit about it. Danabo had shit to talk about it. Counterpoints.
Fuck, I haven't paid attention to like literally anything to do with political.
So most people didn't because Dylan like privated his VOD immediately. I was doing a marathon at the time, and Danabo actually called in, and to tell me that Progressive Victory told Dylan they were going to help him, book people for Hippy Dippy, and then they just didn't because they thought he should run it. So that was like a whole
fuck.
thing.
Maybe I'm like super curious.
This is hidden lore that I need to dig up and actually like cut up because I'm realizing.
So this isn't a video on his channel? This is like
part of. This is no, it's not on his channel. I was just live streaming at the time, doing like a marathon. So it's like I was just there, and so I know that it exists. But
I was just really wanting to watch
more about the Progressive Victory stuff because it's like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, what's the game here? I mean, the people from within Progressive Victory seem to be all over the place. To the point where like. I mean, hell, Erudite, even like during her little video, is like, I'm just done with Democrats now. And it's like, oh. Okay,
wait, did she really say that?
Yeah, because she's done with Republicans too. Yeah, dude, she's doing ultimate centrist shit. What do you want? She's always been that way.
Listen, I've literally never paid attention to Erudite in my entire fucking life.
She's a woman, I understand.
Like, there's just like, not like super into the psychology stuff, so like that gimmick didn't get me. And then I don't think that I've heard her say anything that was like too interesting to me personally. So is she like hardcore like mega centrist now or some shit, or?
I don't know. I don't know if she has. I think so. My thoughts is there's a chance that she's just gonna go do like apolitical like science streaming, with like the therapy shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I could see that happening. I think I could see her doing mostly apolitical stuff. I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, again, if girl makes content, that's fine. Like, I hope that she does, because if I'm going to be completely serious, I love Erudite content. It is some of my favorite content to watch, because it always makes me feel really, really good inside. Because I think she's very funny, even if she's not trying to be funny. That's it. So, yeah, I'm hoping that she still makes stuff. I hope that she actually comes back and gets to regularly making content. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think, like, generally it's just, Erudite's just kind of cringe,
The last thing that I paid attention to do with Erudite at all was there was like some weird call, like I think Destiny was talking to Lonerbox, and she called in and she seemed like upsetty spaghetti about something.
Oh, the fucking the loner cuck drama. Yeah, so she says that it was a joke. And I'm gonna be honest, I think I could understand if it was, right? But yeah, that was like a whole drama. She just said that was like all a joke and her just playing memes and stuff, not like actually, getting like upset with Lonerbox for spending time with her boyfriend,
Yeah, that was a very strange conversation to
it was
to watch. It was deeply
I think
uncomfortable.
I think it was pretty strange. I wouldn't disagree with that. Yeah, I think it was a pretty strange conversation. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, you had the Tom stuff where she came back at one point, did a whole stream about, it's like the Tom vindication stream, where she's like, you know what, Tom, I don't think I'd call you a sex pest yet, but, if you keep doing this, it sounds kind of sex pesty. And he's like, well, we're going to keep looking at women on stream. And that's how that conversation ended. And then since then, it's just her doing like cringy things about stories and talking about how cool she was in college. Yeah, it's been her videos for a while, but I love it. I want it. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what I want to, because I like streaming, right? I like the concept of streaming. It's fun. I get to, yeah.
If you're enjoying what you're doing, just look at it as like watching TV.
Yeah, no, it's like I get to talk to random people on the internet. That's kind of fun. But I know that you're like not as into the politics stuff. I'm super black-pilled on everything political right now.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I am into politics. I am extremely black-pilled on politics. And if I'm going to be honest,
I just meant in terms of like political content.
Oh, yeah. Well, so for me, it's like, where are we at right now? Right? Like, we are
in a hell world of no truth.
Well, no, we're in the betweens of a change of administration, right? Like, that's the first thing we gotta say. The second thing that we've gotta say is we have no idea what Trump's cabinet's gonna look like. All right, Matt Gaetz. The moment Matt Gaetz, they didn't like stick past him more than a week. I'm like, bro, this is just 2017 week one of the Trump admin, where it's like he started already shuffling around his cabinet picks. And I was like, if this happens, it's just show, it's just theater. And that's the best case scenario, is that it's just show and theater, right? But if it's just show and theater, then I would have to say it's fake. I don't watch Grace Thorpe for drama because she's fake. And I'm going to be honest, I think most of the Trump stuff is largely fake. Even this debt ceiling thing, right? The debt ceiling thing, it passes in the middle of the night, but it's like, okay, cool. So we still have a pseudo-functioning government? Okay, easy. Like,
well,
okay.
The debt ceiling thing, they're never going to let the government actually default. because if the government defaults, then the entire world's economy is going to
but
crash.
the only reason why the debt ceiling thing matters is if the government defaults, right?
Right.
So, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm tired of the boy who cried wolf 740 fucking times in like the last 6 years. Yeah, I'm a little fucking tired of it. I don't want to analyze every one of Trump's picks when half of them are getting, like ethics reports about them partying with young girls, and then they don't ever show up to things. I'm sorry. Politics content now kind of sucks. And it's gonna suck.
It does.
Until we can make fun of Trump. You want to know what the best politics content I think there is? Making fun of Elon Musk for being President Musk. I think that shit is funny as hell. Because that's what it is.
Here's what's so fucking frustrating is, like, it feels like anyone who doesn't like Trump, or I'm sorry, anyone who likes Trump has almost fucking infinite... Sorry, my cat's directly in my face. Hey, fat fuck.
Pet the boy. Don't yell it. Just let him do the thing. Let him be on camera.
No, he's a fat fuck, and he could be on camera if he's like sitting in my lap.
Boy, look at that sweetie boy.
I love cats with
I love cats with fur coats like that though, because I have like a big fluff boy and then a thin fur boy, so it's like I don't know. I like that kind of in between but sleek look,
Yeah, that's what both of my boys have. But like the thing is, like with political content, I don't feel like I can have a fucking conversation with fucking anyone. I don't want to have a conversation with literally any conservative content creator, because they've even like said on their streams and to me that like at a certain point, if they're getting blown out or if there's something that's brought up that they don't like, then they'll just start fucking memeing on it. And if you try and have an argument with someone who's just memeing, it's not a fucking conversation anymore. You just look like a fucking retard, right? Yeah. When you try to criticize someone who is conservative or like one of those like quote unquote centrists, or like even someone who, like Cenk Uygur, who is like going through his like I'm about to leave the left arc type shit.
Not
like
going. He's not going to actually pull that trigger though.
I know he's not going to pull that trigger, but it's that same.
How like we literally
archetype.
Can just both say he's not going to pull that trigger. It's literally like we're just saying we can see the fucking actors doing their jobs.
And I'm tired.
So
I'm tired of it, man. And I moved to the DC area, right? I'm going to college for fucking political science. I obviously very much care about these things. And like, I enjoyed political content. Like I would say from the time I started streaming in the very end of 2019 until the very beginning of like 2023. But like, since then, there has not been a single fucking point that I've enjoyed talking about politics. Like, actually, there's nothing good. There's no real fucking conversation. I was saying earlier, it feels like I really like conspiracy theories, right? Not because I subscribe to any, but because they're kind of fun to figure out why people say, like, believe that this thing happened or didn't happen, and then see what actually happened, right? Like JFK assassination memes, right? There's a really good little series from his history professor on YouTube. Really in-depth, super fucking interesting, right? I'd love to have a debate about JFK. But
what would there be to debate about that, though, right? Because
it would just be like a meme debate, like something that you set up before, like in advance.
But that still ends up being theater, right? There are legitimate JFK debates, by the way. Like you could go, do you think that it was wise for JFK to insist at defunding the three-letter agencies? You know what I mean? Like you could use that, and then you could actually even trail into the conspiracies with that. But you need to have something that has meat to it, man. And not a lot of shit has meat to it. Because I think we missed the topics thing for like current relevant political theater, right? Like here's a question. Do you condemn people who cheer on the murder of the Brian guy, the UHC dude?
Oh, the CEO?
Yeah, do you condemn the people cheering it on?
I condemn the content creators. Like, I understand where like the general sentiment comes from. right? But like
But a
people who are like,
you would condemn, but like an average person, you wouldn't.
I would say like, listen, this isn't like, maybe you probably haven't thought about this. Like I would have a conversation about it with them, but like for someone who's like that like crazy fucking S-queer person who was like tweeting out the address of another fucking healthcare CEO, that person's a fucking disgusting degenerate fuck that deserves.
Yeah, but that's a whole different thing, though. You don't appreciate people doxing, so like there has to be.
Well, it wasn't just doxing; it was like, you know, like calling for someone to do more violence.
Creator and you doxed another healthcare CEO, you would think that's bad.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So what is it about content creators that are unique from individuals who are going to do this?
People who have the time to like sit down and talk about the news, especially if they're larger people, right? Like if it was like a small fucking like streamer about my size that was, you know, I'd probably like, do you think that this would, you know, that's a conversation that we can have. But if you're like a fucking journalist, if you have fucking like 100,000 plus subscribers on YouTube and you're like making some money off of that shit and you have time to sit down and learn a little bit about the fucking subject and you come out here and say, yeah, we should be killing more CEOs, or like this was a good thing because it'll put the healthcare, you know, market on notice that the people are coming for you. Like, yeah, those people deserve literally the worst possible things that I cannot say on Twitch. Like, it is absolutely fucking disgusting.
Why
to me.
Though? But what's so much different?
Because
about them
there's
doing that?
because
like
they have the ability,
right?
They're not. They don't care about like getting people the truth. They don't care like the same people that are doing the things that I fucking hate about the whole CEO story are the same ones that are pushing the anesthesiologist bullshit, right? And the anesthesiologist bullshit was good for the consumer. It was bad for the doctors. It wasn't bad for, it wasn't people's anesthetic was going to be turned off in the middle of their, you know, surgery or anything like that. But because these fucking retards, they want to get money. Okay. They want money and they want more subscriber, and they can like tap into the fact that people are disgruntled with the healthcare industry to, you know, put out their fucking bullshit.
Well, yeah, but so if you have a problem with people using the profit motive here, wouldn't finding people that you disagree with and condemning them, wouldn't that just be the same profit motive, but in the other lens of it? It's just that you agree with that one?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Okay, so it seems like you're complaining about the profit motive, right? With these people who are big enough.
That's part of it. It's not just the profit motive. That's one of their desires. My problem is they have the ability and the, you know, the supposed, you know, given, you know, goal of informing the public and telling people what's real and what's the truth, right? But they don't do that, right?
So are you talking, so you're not even just talking all content creators, you're talking like Hassan type content creators, right? Who are political creators. So if there's like an apolitical creator, you wouldn't have the same issue, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about specifically, and maybe like I'm just not being super clear.
It's like, yo, base, I can't believe they're doing CS:GO in real life.
Because XQC is a retard, and like I don't expect, and I don't think that
a lot of people are going to
fans
do what he does because he's rich as fuck. He seems to be pretty successful.
There's probably worse like outcomes from that than from like some random other fucking small person who does the same kind of content, right? But like again, it's about like what people present themselves as and what they say, right? And I'm tired of living in the fucking post-truth fucking world that we're in, where I can't have a fucking conversation. I don't know whether I can even talk to people who are in my same relative, you know, Overton window about fucking literally anything, because they might be the kind of retard that thinks that going out and doming a fucking CEO is going to change literally fucking anything, right?
I mean, well, so I think the comparative argument, and this is, so I'm doing this, I personally, I'm horrified by this, but my horror of the whole situation is the level of casualness that we are applying to violence as a society that I've seen as an uptick since the Trump shooting. I mean, really, if we're going to be looking back, it would be Gabby Giffords. You have people that are going to make this argument, but then I think one of the good...
I'm sorry, can you remind me who Gabby Giffords is?
Congresswoman, she got shot in like 2014.
I remember
that's like the whole, that one. So Shinzo Abe, right? Got assassinated. And then the government actually did something, right? To kind of, basically, the reason the shooter went after Shinzo Abe was because Shinzo Abe's church, religion, whatever thing, basically pressured her into giving up like $700,000 or something like that, right? And so what ends up happening, Shinzo Abe dies. Shinzo Abe is assassinated. And then the government actually did something to go ahead and push this out. Because, and this isn't like this is a multinational conspiracy thing. Because it was like that same South Korean religion that was, that would cause all those issues in South Korea in 2023 with their prime minister, right? So the thing is, unfortunately, there is actual evidence that, yeah, there could be some efficacy to this. And that is something people are going to point at, that if you are entirely dispossessed, yeah, what are your options? You know, like, I think there's a much more interesting conversation in this from the lens of how do we repossess people who are so pushed away and, you know.
Well, see, like, that's like a huge thing that, like, if I don't even know what I could, like, once I get my degree in the next year and a half, like, I would love to find some either like group outside of the government or inside of the government that works on like building trust in the government, right? Because like that's like the biggest fucking thing, right? Like I was saying earlier, like there's so much plot armor for literally every single fucking Trump person or, you know, anti-establishment shill in the entire world. But like the second the Democrats say something, even if it's factually correct, right? Even if it's literally what happened beat for beat with a timeline, with all the evidence in the entire fucking world, no one's going to trust it because it comes from a Democrat's mouth, right?
Well, yeah, but that's also the thing is on like the inverse. I think, you know, one of the things I actually been liking about some of the critiques is that, you know, for whatever we want to say about Cenk, like Cenk's an idiot. I don't like Cenk that much, right? Whatever we're going to say about Cenk, the idea that populism is winning, right? And it's just people being hyper reactionary to incumbent governments, right? In all over the world. If that is the fervor that we're in, is it not just, you know, yeah, the Republicans haven't been in power, you know, yeah, their people are always going to ride with them. But dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I was riding with Biden even beyond him, you know, going out. All right. I'm still riding with Biden. You know what I mean?
I am too.
I like the guy. Okay. And like, you know, obviously you and I have our political massive differences, but regardless, this is what it is. It's like, I think that at the end of the day, I think it is, you know, partly political polarization, but also just people being like, hey, there's something wrong. And, you know, let's get
but people aren't identifying the actual issues, right?
Yeah, they're just saying that it's the people in power. That's it.
Yeah, and like I started writing out because in the past year of like my college courses, I've had to write like 3 pages on populism, right?
Yeah.
And I wrote out.
You mean papers, not pages, because 3 pages on populism.
Sorry, I meant to say papers.
I can crank that out. Yeah.
But I have almost, like, off the top of my head, I can write out what I've defined populism as.
What is it?
So this is what I just wrote down. All right. Populism is a political label that describes a tension and antagonistic relationship between an us and them. Depending on the circumstances of the time and the place, the us and them can take different forms. For instance, in current day America, it's quote unquote the people versus quote the elites. Soviet Russia, it was the proletariat and the bourgeoisie. In Nazi Germany, it was the Volk and the Untermensch. And then I got sidetracked before finishing it. But essentially,
no, I think it's a good definition. That's fine.
Yeah. And
it's weaponizing animus to go ahead and issue a political goal.
And
that's what it is.
When I write it out like that, it makes me feel retarded for having been like big populist in the past. Because like when you write it out, it's just like, oh, well, it's the us versus them. But it is probably the most accurate fucking description of.
Do you think we should ever go to war?
I think that there are just I'm probably more like hawkish than I used to be, but because of like the circumstances, I think that it always depends.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, not just October 7th. I'm talking about like the fact that Russia is like actively antagonistic to us like all the fucking time, and they're like bragging about it, right? And China,
people are gonna die if we go to war.
Yeah, but like that's not the worst like outcome. The worst outcome would be like not being like part of a free world and having more death and destruction happen as a result of being pacifists.
I have to work, and they keep electing dipshits that don't change anything.
Well, the fact that the reason that nothing changes is because everyone's so fucking divided that Congress can't get anything fucking passed. But if you look at what happened with Biden, he was actually able to get, I know that we're doing like the hypothetical argument right here, but like if you look at what Biden was able to do, right, with a divided Congress, he got through the most like expansive fucking pieces of legislation in my fucking lifetime. I'm almost 30 fucking years old. He was able to get past like more major pieces of legislation than every other president of my lifetime combined, with the exception of maybe Bill Clinton. And I am going, you go ahead and say something now because I have to remove my cat from the room because he is just being annoying.
Guys, like and subscribe to Sondsol. I like having chats with him. Hi, I'm Resi. I hope you guys are having a good day. Come on. I got done with my edits for the day early, so I figured I would give Sandy a call, check in what drama it was he wanted me to go ahead and let him know about, So, I hope you enjoy the content.
All right, we're back.
Welcome back. Hey. But this is the point, is you're taking this from the idea that people are often rational actors, right? I think, I don't know if I think that anymore. I just don't know if I do.
I don't know if I ever was like a big like I don't think that I ever really thought like super hardcore like people are rational actors. I'd have to think about that.
I think that what happens, right, is like when we're condemning this, it's populism probably isn't great. I'll say that because it does have the issues you're talking about, right? Where it becomes senseless. There isn't meaning to it, right? But at the end of the day, that's easy. That's simple, and that's something you have to use, right? Yeah, we shouldn't go to war, but people are violent in the world like Russia. Therefore, we need to go to war. Unfortunately, it's the soup du jour that we have to live with. Would we get somebody who was speaking Spanish, all right, and they were just speaking Spanish their entire presidential campaign? Do you think we'd be getting them elected to president?
Probably not.
In Spanish we don't have a guaranteed language in this country in the first place. So what would that change, right? If somebody spoke Spanish, right, and wanted to be president, and they only spoke Spanish, right? And like they could speak English, they could do all that stuff, but every one of their campaign events, they just speak Spanish. There would be nothing wrong with that person, right? But we're still going to say there's something that we have an issue with there. It's illogical, it's irrational, but that's what we have to deal with because that's how people are. I think the idea is
I could think of a rational argument for why someone not speaking like the majority language of a country trying to lead that country is
he can speak it, he just chooses not to. He just doesn't.
Yeah, that's probably a massive issue of communication. But like I understand your point.
Like an intelligence issue. There's no rational reason to dislike that.
Like I understand what you're saying though. Like
You know what I mean.
The issue, the issue is like I don't know how to, like with how complex things are in the world, right? Like there's the old fucking Destiny meme of like the world is just, we've solved all the easy problems and now we have like all these difficult issues and nobody wants to do the legwork to understand them, right? Yeah. And on one hand I agree with that, but on the other hand I think that people want to believe the retard positions. Like they do because people think that the world is way more exciting than it actually is. People want to live in the fucking like Tom Clancy movie, right? Or video game or book or whatever. There's always there's always a reason for everything. And it's either the CIA or the FBI or someone in our own government that's like shitting down our own throats and not letting us, just live as our normal selves. When really the people who are fucking lying to us the most are people who are antagonistic to us. And then people are sucking them off.
What about the opposite, that nothing means anything? Right? Because I think that's probably that's a lot. There are a lot more people that are kind of stuck in that kind of incoherent nihilism.
Can you explain what you mean?
Nothing means everything. There's no reason to bother because everything's going to keep being the exact same way it's always going to be. Like, why bother if nothing's ever going to really change? That's like what causes people like Luigi to go and kill healthcare CEOs. Is feeling like they're dispossessed and that they can't change anything.
Yeah, I mean,
this is a circular conversation, by the way, because ultimately I think you're trying to say is I don't want to do populism, and what I want to say is I don't think you can afford to not do populism.
Right, but like I've thought about that too. Like if I was going to try and shift my messaging or like what I like how I talk about things to have like a more populist bent, it unironically, like I've thought about this, and it just comes off as like Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah,
like unironically.
Though, Sondsol, there is a form of populism that works out really well. It's Trump's form of populism, right? And
that's just retard populism. Retard populism, where you vote against your own interests and then you crash your economy.
No, you've missed. No, stop. Calm down. It's okay. All right. It's okay. Trump populism is insulting people. Do you want to know the one thing I remember about 2016?
What?
Five Guys, Boogers, and Lies. Okay? Five Guys, Boogers, and Lies was a meme about Ted Cruz and his wife getting ran through by five dudes while he ate his boogers because he ate a booger on a debate stage. And I remember...
Fuck, I forgot about that.
I remember that meme. Okay? Do I remember anything else? No, I remember him calling Jeb Bush boring. All right, you gotta wake up, Jebby. Like, whatever. Like, that's the sort of thing. The only way you're gonna combat these people is show how they are, right? And that is populism because it's irrational. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it does let you say, hey, maybe you shouldn't debate that woman in a bar.
Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, I don't disagree with you on the form of populism where you just like fucking shit on the other side and you make them look fucking retarded because they are. But again, like that brings me back to what I was saying earlier, where like there's infinite fucking plot armor for Donald Trump because they like him being a retard. They revel in anti-intellectualism. Like, I hate to bring up the fascism thing, but like if you read Giovanni Gentile, they literally say like the only reason that intellectual endeavors should be pursued is so that they can, like trigonometry. The only reason that trigonometry should be useful for the average person is so that you can figure out how high to crank the fucking artillery cannon to blow up the enemies of the state. Like,
what's like? Can I just say the one thing that I find very funny about this election is liberals discovering the word fascist and calling Donald Trump it after admonishing people for calling people fascists for as long. I do want to say there's something about that just makes me laugh and chuckle a little bit inside. This is where, because I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Like,
to be fair, I was one of those people, and it was because
I know.
It felt like, but like, it's like a change in political messaging, not because I think that.
Yeah, because you agree with the prognosis, okay? It's just so you have
the efficacy of like calling everyone fascist. Like, it got so old after a while because not everyone's a fascist. And even prior to this election, Donald Trump seemed a little less fashy until I learned a little bit more about the January 6th stuff. But like, there's so much more fashy shit now than there was at the beginning of the election.
Would you call? So would you call Hassan a socialist?
Yeah.
Okay. And what you call him that because he believes in the program of socialism, right?
Yeah, and he's like a self-avowed socialist, and I think that a lot of the stuff that he said before was like highly coded, like boil the frogs slowly type shit. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to give you like the healthcare is
if
free
somebody
memes.
looks at this one group who's doing a lot of stuff that aligns with what fascist groups would do, and you're saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't call them fascists. Yeah, like, I mean, here's the whole thing. It's just, yeah, we've just been shitting on the left for a while, and that's fine. They deserve it, honestly. You know, they need to get sturdy. Okay, this is like my issue with the left, not sturdy people. Okay, we need a sturdier left. That's my opinion. I think.
You mean like a socialist left, or do you mean like just like a broader?
No, well, what I mean is we need like I'm gonna be honest. So I've been lifting. I'm exercising. I'm gonna get into fighting shape, and I think what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna become the Joe Rogan of the left by fighting Jackson Hinkle.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, right? Like, I think we need that. I think the left needs to toughen up a lot about some of the rhetoric and understanding, because I think this is a disagreement I had with this one person in chat who was like, oh, Destiny's not a part of the left. I fundamentally disagree with that. I think that the whole point of critical support is I don't necessarily agree with the programs you want to put out as a liberal, right? But at the same moment, I'm like, yeah, we still have to like work together for, you know, the overall programs. Yeah, at some point, maybe we progress and you're like, oh, maybe we should go further. And then we can have that conversation when we get there. But it's of material advantage to me to go ahead and ally myself with people that are going to get me closer to that goal, right?
Yeah, and I've also thought about this is that like
it's revolutionaryism versus incrementalism, right?
Yeah, but because nobody wants to do the legwork of incrementalism.
Yeah, and it's also very difficult to go ahead and get against the established ties. Like, for instance, the whole AOC thing, right? Like, that's the whole narrative that's going to be drawn from the electing the throat cancer guy to lead the oversight committee, right?
Yeah.
Like, even if, all right, again, let's just say, hey, you know, it makes total sense you would have this person go in there. It does go against the narrative. One. Two, the guy has literal fucking throat cancer. Why are we putting him in critical positions? We did this with Feinstein. We just learned this with Feinstein. Why are we doing it again? You know, this is something that I think has been, you know, I understand that they're doing it because, yeah, the guy probably is a better candidate if we're looking at like the history of everything regarding it. He's probably got more history. He's probably got more experience. He probably knows how to do all the different things, right? We still probably need to start putting new people in. And there is this absolute resistance to any change with Democrats. And that's what
that is true.
Like,
that is true, and that's one of my big criticisms. That's one of my big criticisms of Democrats. But the problem is that like the internal pushes from the like newer Democrats, they like the Progressive Caucus, they shoot themselves in the dick so much. Like, I don't hate AOC or like any of the progressives like inherently, right? And it's not like I disagree with even, you know, the majority of what they like say or support, right? Like, I want single payer healthcare. I think that would be great, right? Like Green New Deal, let's go. Like, broadly, I agree with them. But then, like, they do shit that makes them look fucking insane. And then they lose elections and they lose power because they say, like, crazy shit about Jews and the most recent election.
No, that doesn't matter because the Trump people say crazy shit about Jews. Marjorie
yeah, but they have infinite plot armor. They can do whatever they fucking want.
Have infinite plot armor?
Because their side doesn't give a fuck about what their actions are, and our side does.
Not what they're not. You're not winning. Kamala reached out to Republicans. It didn't work, right? Like we have to.
Yeah, because if it came from a Democrat, again, like I think that I'm almost to the point where I think that the Democrat is a completely dead party because no matter, like again, it doesn't matter if we have all of the data, all of the facts, like a million fucking like points of data in front of you saying this is like the reality of the situation. This is what is factually true with all of the evidence laid out right here for you. People will put on their blinders and not believe it whatsoever because it comes from a liberal.
We have a conservative media. Yeah.
It's not just a conservative media, like, because the liberal media also shits on the Democrats.
What the liberal media is? What, CNN?
CNN, MSNBC.
Dude, MSNBC is like left media-ish. All right, CNN is it's just that's center right at this point.
I mean, like, yeah, but like we're talking in relative terms.
Yeah, but like the thing is, the Overton window hasn't shifted that far that CNN would be considered full centrist at this point. From anybody who's actually looking at it, it's like somebody who votes Democrat all their life because their granddaddy did, because LBJ did something for did the New Deal and it was really good for the farm. You know what I mean? People that don't think about who they're voting for, right?
Right.
Like those sorts of people, the people that change their party affiliation when they realized, oh, they're actually going to elect black people too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why the problem? It's propaganda. The reason why Republicans have plot armor is propaganda. And like this is so I think that this comes to do you watch Pondering Politics at all?
Not really. It's hard for me to watch people who are like partisan on my side.
Okay. I think you should find his conversations that he has on Wix, because and it's I think one of the reasons why I like Pondering, and this is a Sunday take, by the way, is him just saying, yeah, I don't have a reason to attack leftward. I don't have a reason to call this out. I don't need to amplify this messaging to the people that agree with me. I should be consistently amplifying the messaging on the people I fundamentally disagree with, right? The critical support can be there, but you got to learn. It's just learning rhetoric. AOC, they're going to say some crazy shit. I don't know if I've really heard AOC say crazy shit about the Jews, but then again,
no. AOC hasn't, but that's why she was reelected.
Yeah,
it was
you know what I mean?
Corey Bush and the other person.
Though, wait, Sondsol, here's the thing though. You have Dan out here. I think if you were to ask Dan off just a pull of his arm, hey, do you think AOC said this? What do you think about that? And it's just a completely fake quote. Right? Like, I think Dan would probably be like, oh, yeah, no, I get that. I think AOC's probably a little bit got some anti-Jewish sentiments. I think that, like, people would just go with that because of the propaganda, and then that gets amplified, and that's how those messages work. Whereas, like, Republicans don't talk about Republicans. They don't care. Grackle
I know, that's why, but, like, you're repeating what I'm saying. Like, like part of it's propaganda, yes, and part of it is
populism. It's using populism, is literally playing with people's emotions, doing propaganda, and being fucking evil.
Yeah, and I think that the Democrats need to be like, I wish that the Democrats were as fucking like ruthless and fucking like destructive as the fucking Republicans think that they were, because damn, we would have so much more shit done.
But wait, the thing is, the Republicans are only that way as a reflection of the base and of the people that are the talking heads giving those messages out for the base to carry. Which is how like they got the whole anti-vax shit near the White House, I don't actually know. Did they get rid of the fucking brainworm dude yet or no?
No, he's not going anywhere.
Oh, he's like, is he like officially not going anywhere? Like, I mean, that was like what I was actually kind of worried about.
Well, he's no one said it. Like, even Bernie Sanders said that he's willing to work with fucking RFK.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because they found like the little edge cases where they're like, oh, well, there is some additives in food that like we should get rid of, and maybe we can work with RFK. Like this motherfucker, fuck, I can't remember exactly what this guy's role was, but he's like a close confidant and like advisor to RFK, who is currently trying to get the polio vaccine banned in the United States.
No, I know. Okay, but so then this is where the critical support, where Bernie fails this test, okay, which is that no, you oppose every bit of it on principle, and you point out the fact that the guy had a brain worm. He slept around on his wife, that his ex-wife that he bullied into suicide. Yeah, he's a fucking son of a bitch. All right. I hope that like when he was doing heroin, I wish that when he was doing heroin, you know, we could have avoided a lot of these things for 15 years. Because he thinks the heroin was good, Sondsol.
Does he really?
Yeah. But here's the thing.
I didn't know that he did heroin.
Yeah, for years, dude. He talks about it positively. Got him through med school or some shit. I don't fucking know. Law school, I don't know. Anyways, here's the thing, though. This is like, again, yeah, this is what the forced civility does. That is, like, I understand the going after people hard, but the civility part is the part where I think that's the abandonment, right? It doesn't have to be civility, like, oh, we won't work with these people. But what it has to be is Bernie being on message and being like, yeah, this guy has brainworms. Even if I wanted to work with him, maybe he has some good ideas. The vast majority of his ideas are laden with shit and rotting corpses of decayed animals that couldn't even survive inside of his most delicate and sensitive tissue. That's what should be happening.
I don't disagree at all.
Yeah, and that's what the forced civility shit is. So this is why when you fucking bitch about people calling Republicans fascists for fucking years, and then all this comes up, it's like we're being like, oh my god, he's being civil. He's trying to do the best that he can. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like this is what.
Well, hold on. That's not at all what I said. Okay.
Okay.
Or even what I think that like the majority of people were.
I know that's not what
say.
You said, but like this is why.
Or what the majority of people. I think the reason why people were like saying we should like stop calling everyone fascist is because we're labeling like fucking Biden a fascist, or like people like me a fucking fascist.
I mean,
right?
And it's just fascistic tendencies.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's not talk about. Okay, let's not talk about.
Let's not talk about xenogenders. Okay, like, come on.
Okay, hold on. Is that a fascistic? That's not fascistic. I only talked about the camps one time. Okay.
Okay, but this is what I mean, though. Why does this is like so that whole xenogender?
Well, that
shit,
the xenogender shit was personal. Okay.
But, okay, it was personal, Sondsol. But like, you're running a You were running a business. You should have just kept shitting on Rob Noor, bro. Like. We heard the xenogender shit is a funny day walk in the park.
I agree. Right? Like I agree broadly, and I like looking back at it, I cringe. Okay, but because I had the fucking conversation with a bunch of mentally ill fucking people who were
but
like.
But the thing is, those mentally ill people can still vote, and guess what? One party is courting the mentally ill. Look at fucking Grackle.
I know.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, dude. It's just like I feel okay, man. This is what I feel like as at this point. I don't even know. Like I'm vaguely left, but like I'm mostly apolitical, and I realize and accept that, right? It's just after fucking years of all of this bullshit, I'm just like, well, cool. I guess you guys are on board with calling them fascists now. Whoopee! I no longer have the soul to even fight after the years of this bullshit, bro. You know what I mean? It's just like it's very disheartening, and it's like, yeah, you want to know why I think a lot of people on the left are, you know, a lot of people I feel are kind of clocked out because it's just like, yeah, what the fuck are we supposed to do, right? You know, like that's what it feels like. It's yeah, it sucks. You know, it sucks to spend years looking at a party that promotes racial division and that they've been doing it. That literally in 2004 ran on going ahead and making sure gay people couldn't get married, right? Like for years, this party has been doing shit to go ahead and divide us as a people against one another, and they have to be dragged by the fucking dick skin to go ahead and even accept basic concepts of liberty. And like, I can't call them, it's like, oh cool, now we can call them fascists. Great. Wonderful. I'm glad that we got here finally. Like, I'm tired. I want to just look at stupid bullshit on the fucking internet. Tell Resi this is him. I swear to God, if this is the clip, bring it up, Sondsol. Bring up the clip, but play it at 2 times speed. Okay, just do it. It's a good
little baby man, 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 Little baby man.
I don't understand.
This is Nair is saying this is me right now.
And who are you, the cat or are you the little baby man men?
The little baby man people are the liberals, and I am the cat. I am the leftist in the pot. I am the lobster that's trying to boil and not scream as I watch myself die. I'm a little baby man, so that's all.
Listen, here.
It's the truth, though. I am being a little baby man right now.
I don't know. I don't even know where to go in.
I know. Well,
like,
this is the thing. We're not debating. We're just having a chat about this. And
No. What I'm saying is just like.
Where do you go with this? You make propaganda, man. Fuck. Okay. What did you just do?
I just accidentally made my Pokemon forget its strongest move.
Base. Wait, what did you give it? Future Sight?
Yeah, over Psychic.
Oh no, that's a good choice for Gardevoir. Yeah. So
over
Gardevoir,
Psychic.
Yeah. So Gardevoir strats, right? Is you do protect Future Sight. Future Sight has higher damage than Psychic, and you just protect in the off turn.
But isn't it like 3 turns?
They're going ahead, and if you're playing against computers, you're gonna deal more damage overall. It's just it's protect Future Sight.
I think that you're literally making this up on the fucking spot.
I'm not. Okay, let's look at Future Sight real quick.
No,
Future
I don't
Sight?
care. I don't care enough.
No, you don't understand. This is.
I'm gonna see if I can go to the fucking move deleter.
What generation are you in? 3?
What? Yeah, I'm playing.
3.
Yeah, but I'm playing a ROM hack called Crystal Legacy.
The moves are still going to work the same way.
No, they changed some of the move sets. Let me see if there's.
Well, they changed the move sets, but they talk about what the move does.
Let me see.
Okay. Yeah. So
changes.
in Generation 3, base power 80, accuracy 90.
Psychic is base power 90.
Well, we have to look at that in the.
Oh, Future Sight is base power 120.
Yeah, but that's beyond that. No, you have to look at the generation, right?
Well, right, but this is the actual document for the ROM hack.
Oh. Psychic is 90, Future Sight's 120. Yeah, so just run Future Sight Psychic. You just run Future Sight with the detector.
But Future Sight hits every 3 turns. Oh, is it 2 turn?
I think it's still 2 turns, isn't it?
Even if it is 2 turn, that's still less damage output than Psychic would be.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, it's neutral damage output because Protect is like a near 100% chance to succeed on like your terms when they would be doing damage, right? 2 turns later. It is 2 turns.
So it's not. So I would have to wait. I would use it and then wait 2 turns, and then it would hit.
You would use it. Protect. You would. It would be Future Sight, Protect, and then one of your other sweep moves, or another Future Sight.
I'm going to the move deleter.
You could do that too.
I'm mad.
Yeah, I understand. It's like I like playing Pokemon competitive, so I'm pro Future Sight. So,
I mean, I still want the Future Sight. I just don't want it to replace Psychic.
Oh no, you don't take both. Okay, like widen your shit. Like Gardevoir, is Gardevoir Fairy in this or just Psychic?
No, just Psychic.
Oh, I don't know. I think Gardevoir has good coverage, so like I would just say like get a better.
I'm at least gonna go look at the. Well, I have Thunderbolt.
Well, yeah, but I know, but you probably can get like Flamethrower or something, or get Calm Mind or fuck. What's the
I
other
have
one?
Calm Mind.
Dark Plot, Nasty Plot. Right, that Nasty Plot is what you want to run with because with Gardevoir you can get a dumb amount of setup. You do like leftovers, 1 term of setup. What is Gardevoir's defense stats? So it's a good special defender. Nothing really to talk about for its actual physical defense, though. I don't know what
Glass
its
cannon.
Gen 3 moveset is. All right, Generation 9.
Okay, really quick. What
Yeah, go
I've been thinking about like majorly changing how I do streaming because
Yeah.
I don't think that there's like, I'm not opposed to debating or anything like that, but I don't really see much use in it at the current time when nobody lives in the same fucking reality. Like I would have to learn more about the conspiracy theories than they know, and their entire worldview is built off of conspiracy theories that all interconnect together. So like I would have to learn literally every single fucking news story from the year 2000 to now, in order to just like be able to be on the same fucking wavelength as these fucking Neanderthal fucks. And so I'm like, I've been thinking of like things that I want to do. It's still going to be political. Like I don't think that I would be a good gaming streamer, right? Because number one, I fucking suck. I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah, you suck at video games. We've been talking this for years. Yeah.
Well, I've always known it. Okay, I've never said that I'm good at video games.
Okay.
All right, I'm self-aware. All right, don't fucking like rub my fucking nose in it. Okay.
All right, dude. Like I moved on. I just make my digs and I move on.
Yeah, but you're digging into you're making a dig at something that I'm already fucking self-aware and self-conscious about.
How
okay?
long do you want your streams to be? Like how long?
I don't even know. Like here's like a very like loose concept I have in my mind, right? Because I used to do I used to go to Rice University's radio show. I had some friends that went to Rice University, and they had like the 11:45 to 3:30 in the morning time slot every other day or some shit. And we'd go in there and we'd just like do a radio show, right? And I feel like it would be cool to like replicate that in some way, right?
But like what you did was you opened your stream with, "Hey, this is something I saw on the news. I have all my articles prepared. You're not doing research. You're not just watching videos. Be intently there for like an hour, and then just do your gaming react content after." That way people are like, "Oh, cool, I'll show up at the beginning," because that's when Sonsol's got to do the news, and you can do like, you know, your lib left news show. You can just do that. Like that's kind of what I've been doing. You just do that. Just have things that like you prep beforehand, and have that be like a portion of the content that, you know, you put, you know, a big part of the stream on. Like yesterday, you know, I did the Erudite stuff, but that's only because, yeah, like I've reacted to Erudite how many times? It's funny.
When it comes to like I do want to like when it the idea I had was like do like one segment and then like unironically like sond radio and then like play music that people like want to
like, I mean here's what you do.
Yeah.
You just do the segment right, cut it out of your fucking VOD and put it on YouTube. That's it. Just have 1 hour that you like actually try, you know?
Yeah, I guess
And
like
then,
with
like,
the
you do,
amount
like,
that I'm
kind of
able
more
to stream now,
fun-
I probably have time to do that.
What?
I guess like with the amount that I'm able to stream nowadays, like that's probably something that I have time to do.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like if you just put all your articles together, say, "Hey, this is something I care about, and I'm going to read all my articles," and you just do that, then like you do all your politics, and then you can bring on music, and if you're playing games and somebody's like, "Hey, I want to come argue," you know, people are going to like find videos of you saying shit on YouTube. They're going to disagree with you, and just remember to tell people to come argue with you and like have like a schedule when you're live. That's it.
I'm thinking like I'm gonna write out like a document. Also, Sam the Human wants me to drag him in. Is that cool with you?
I haven't talked to Sam in ages.
But how's it going, Sam? Yeah, but the thing that I was thinking about doing was like writing out like a full like document about like what the format of what I'm trying to do is, and
yeah, don't do that.
No, just so
Don't
I,
do that.
like I have a
Just
baseline
start-
of what I
no, don't
should
that.
do. No,
No. Just
I've always
start
heard that's a
writing
good
out-
idea.
No, that's a bad idea. Just start writing out segments and just do that, and then just fuck around on stream like you normally do.
Don't
That's what
overthink
that
it.
Just document is, right? That you're gonna write. Basically, it's that in essence.
What were you gonna say, Sam?
Just don't overthink. You're overthinking it. You're just do something that you enjoy. If you're not doing streaming as a job, you're doing streaming as a hobby. Dude, just do it. If you do what you enjoy, don't worry about it.
Well, like yeah, but like I want to find something that makes me enjoy streaming again in the way that I used to, and like trying to find out.
You do enjoy doing stories, right? It's just you don't know how to present that in a way that's like.
I'm very like disorganized as a person, always have been, etc.
Yes, you are. Yes.
And so like the concept of like building something out like that is something that I can do. Like I know I could do that, but just like actually doing it and then like trying to find a
content in the bag, fry boy.
But like what's the difficult thing is, number one, like figuring out like something that is worth having an hour and a half long segment, an hour-long segment on.
It doesn't have to be one thing. You could have multiple things.
Just read news articles, bro. It's just
Yeah, like-
But I don't want to. But like I would like. That's just like Tim Pool shit. Like just like sitting there reading some like.
And who
No,
cares?
but like
Tim Pool. You're entertained by Tim Pool. Are you
No,
not?
I'm not. I can't stand watching Tim Pool shit. What are you talking about? That's a huge point of fucking contention on my channel where people link me Tim Pool clips to watch, and I watch like 3 minutes. I'm like, I can't fucking stand this. Same thing with Piers Morgan.
Doing it. Why?
Because there's nothing else going on.
Because it's the entertainment guy. Because it's a hate watch. It doesn't matter. You can have hate watchers. That's fine. I have Grapple. He's in my community even. It's weird.
If you Sondsol, if you like aren't having fun doing what you're currently doing, what's the downside to trying what we're saying?
Well, I'm not saying there's a down. Like I'm agreeing with you guys on what you guys are saying. Like, but like the only thing that we've disagreed on so far.
It doesn't sound like it.
The only thing that we've disagreed on so far is like writing out
The issue is that you and I are telling him you don't need to write a plan of how to do this. You just need to do it.
Yeah.
And Sondsol will get there if we keep badgering him about this. So let's keep going. Yeah.
What I'm saying is like you're overthinking it. You're like I need like a 5-year. You don't need a 5-year plan.
I don't need a 5-year plan. I just need to know what I'm doing.
You know what you're doing. That's the thing I'm telling you. You already know. Just do it. Execute.
Yeah, just stop playing fucking video games when you're doing new shit. And then after you get through with the things that you think you have something unique to contribute, that you want to contribute to the space for, go play your fucking games and watch fucking, Tim Pool. That's like whatever, but that's what politics streaming is, largely.
Yeah, currently that's the
meta, yeah. And then you have debates every once in a while because you put out a take about one of these things and somebody's like, oh my god, you're Hitler.
Wow.
I mean, it's the truth. That's the whole thing. It's just rage bait engagement. It sucks, but, politics right now. It's populism, Sondsol.
Yeah. One thing, like with I've realized that there is just like very little. I'm not gonna say this on stream. I'm not gonna say that on stream. But like, I just the black pilliness of like the world right now is like making it harder for me to like even imagine what to like go over on a daily basis. Like unless we go over like extremely broad things, and at that point I feel like there's it's so broad it's almost impossible to fucking talk about in a way
That's
that
your daily fucking schizo news show. People just want to watch you do things, dude. Find the things you want to talk about. Literally do what Hassan does. Get a bunch of tabs open before stream. Go through each of the tabs. When you're done with the tabs, do whatever the fuck you're gonna do. You could just do that. That's what Nick Diorio does. That's what a lot of the commentary folk do. You know, Lyrics, I know he does scripting. I do scripting. Quemenn does scripting, I think. Chud does scripting.
Chud does?
Yeah, 100%. He's like, if you've ever watched a Chud stream, it's like, okay, cool. For the first hour, we're doing random little shit he wants to talk about. He warms up the audience. Then big story, middle story that could become a big story, and then close out whatever. It's the same. It's like, and then in between each of those, every once in a while he'll check something out. Occasionally he'll have a call in, but generally speaking, his Thursday streams, his Monday streams are like that, because those are his 2 big days where he's like, oh, I'm gonna put things out there for people to react to over the next few days so I can get a good video for DK. And then on Thursday, oh, I'm coming back because I was missing shit. Yeah, he does scripting. Most of us script. I script my streams. I've been scripting my streams for like a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I wish that I could be as organized of a fucking person as you, but like,
it's not.
fuck.
I just open up. You know how it's.
You open up. I've seen your fucking like brain maps, your little like mind palace that you make in fucking Google Documents and shit.
Do you want here? I'll show you what my notes look like for like this week. It's actually like really kind of pathetic. I only did like 2 days of notes this week because I got gifted with the Erudite temp. Here, I'll show you my notes right now. Right. So this was, what's today? 21st. So we'll go to the 13th. I
can show this on stream, right?
Yeah, this is fine. I don't care. Right. All my notes are free. Anybody who asks about my notes, they can have my notes. I have a very strict position of I bogart no information. Anyways, so Hunter Avalon has a new channel called Hunter Offline, and it's just stream slop. I think it's kind of funny. So I look at that. I had a little thing. I wanted to talk a little bit about Aiden Ross, but I was like, oh, this is a little bit too much. There's not enough here. I had already been talking about Jake Doolittle, so I'm like, fine, that's a thing. I wanted to see the legal eagle swing the DOJ. And then there was something else that came up entirely that I ended up going through on this day. So this was December 13th, and then I used some of the other stuff the following day. December 15th, I was like, oh, I need to redo my Ludwig thing. And I went over something else. I don't actually remember. But I even had this like Lakeland woman deny defend thing. You know, that was the 15th. The 17th was me talking about, oh, maybe I'll get some lore. But then what I ended up doing was I just went to the 15th for notes. And then the 19th, I put up, some things together that I wanted to turn into segments. And, I have 2 in here that I haven't used yet that I might use today. That's how the notes work. I just say, oh, this is what I want to say. This is what I want to record and put out there. This is what we're going to do.
What program are you using here?
Obsidian. It's what Destiny uses for his documents.
Oh.
Yeah, but the way that this all started was me doing the Miro board to save stuff on stream. Then I started saving articles that I read on Reddit. And then after that, it just became this where it's like, yeah, every day before stream, I just write out, hey, these are things I want to talk about. And then some days I just don't have that because I just want to watch Erudite complain about her perfect life for 52 minutes.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'll download Obsidian right now and start doing that.
Yeah,
you should also do physical sticky notes. If you're bad at remembering things, you should just put physical sticky notes in your living space with reminders of stuff you have to do.
Yeah, I think with Obsidian, what I do is, so the monitor that I have my stream on, like the OBS and everything, I usually leave Obsidian over where OBS is as a constant reminder of, oh, that's there. So if I do find something, I remember to immediately post it over there. If I don't just save it on Twitter or Reddit, because most of the time I'm just saving shit on Twitter and Reddit, so. Yeah.
Okay, one second. I'm installing this.
It's just a word processor, but it's nice because you can just make notes and click through them. There's some people that are really good at it. Primordial in my community, he does like he literally formats shit in this and then exports it, and it like works on like Discord and shit.
Well, because they use the same thing. They're both Markdown. Discord uses Markdown, and Obsidian uses Markdown.
Yeah.
You can also publish websites using Obsidian.
Yep, I don't know how any of that works, and I'm scared. But you know, it does a lot of extra shit. I just don't know how all of it works. I need to learn, but yeah, you know, that's it. It's just take the articles that you want, say, I'll go through these. If it's 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes. If it's 60 minutes, it's 60 minutes. Otherwise, just show up at the same time every day that you want to stream.
And
yeah, people have been pushing, and Gas and Tron and Chat are saying like Tron and I are finally getting our scripted content because people have been pushing me to do it. Like I have the time to do it.
Content. It's just that you're like, yo, did you guys remember that link? It's just now you're going to force yourself to get the links to make the arguments that you want to make. It's just preparing for a debate for your stream.
Yeah.
The retard wall. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, doing this shit completely takes the edge off streaming.
Well, it's not like there's an edge to streaming. There's an edge to like
there's nervousness.
I don't really get nervous.
Okay.
Like I never like that's not what the issue is for me. It's just that for the most part, when it comes to like the topics that are popular right now, it's I'm just so disinterested in what people have to say or their opinions on so many fucking things because it like on their face, it feels like it's so blatantly fucking obvious that a fucking third grader could figure it out that this is not
You're talking
a good
to
thing.
Third graders, so talk to second graders. Talk to your chat like they're second graders. You gotta appeal to people. A lot of people are really dumb.
Maybe I just need to.
Yeah, maybe you need to smoothen your brain out a little bit more.
Maybe
got too many wrinkles.
No, it's not that. It's just you have to like support your arguments from like the basics of your arguments, right? You can't just like rely on your audience knowing. You know, like if I do a segment, I literally explain who the people are, even if I've covered them before, because most people are pretty fucking dumb when they watch VODs.
I do get one guide a lot. We've experimented.
You
with
do
how
because
to...
you are horrible at multitasking.
Yeah, welcome to ADHD. Thank you for pointing out my mental illness.
Wow,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm literally neurodivergent.
Okay.
No, but yeah, no, I have no self-control when it comes to getting one guide. You think you get one guide? No, I do. I'll sit there and I'll argue with a fucking one-time chatter in YouTube chat. I know I will.
Just got one guide.
That wasn't I'm responding to Nair.
A guy said you got one guide and you responded to that. Why even do that?
Because there was a lull in the conversation.
So I have more to say. I don't selling, man.
Well, I don't need I don't need like the streamer 101, like no dead air, like blah, 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 blah. I understand that shit. Okay.
So kick this guy out of the fucking call and go do content.
Just or just spend years getting good at a game. Like that's the other option.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the attention span to fucking focus on one game. I'm literally playing 2 games at once.
Play OSRS.
Yeah.
That game.
OSRS?
Old school RuneScape.
Oh, no, I tried. No, I hate that shit.
I really liked it, but I don't want to pay for a subscription to get all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the radio show format, cringe, not a good idea.
No, if you treat your stream like a radio show, that's fine. Just
it's great. We could literally make you assets and shit.
Just do it. Do it like one. It could also just be like you do it and that's your stream for the day and then you're done. But if you like being on stream and doing stuff, then just after you do your segment, you do your thing, just stream whatever you want. Who cares? It's not what you like. I feel like
that's it.
I feel like, again, you're just like you're taking streaming not to be belittling, but it's like it's you're taking it too seriously. It's a hobby. Just enjoy it.
It's a hobby that I would like to have be high quality. Okay. Like if I do something, I want it to be good, even if it doesn't get in front of a bunch of fucking eyes, right? I would like it to have
bitch.
I didn't say anything about. I didn't say anything about it being low quality. I said you're taking it like you're like you're overanalyzing, you're overthinking. You have an idea, execute, just do it. Like there's no barrier. There's no what's the barrier?
Wait, hold on. No, I'm not saying that there's a barrier there. I was just simply asking what people thought of the idea. I'm not saying that there's anything holding me back from doing that.
We're gonna like it because we're gonna watch you anyways. Why would you ask us? Just do it and see if it works when your viewership goes up.
That's what
because
I'm saying.
We're gonna watch you anyways, Sondsol. We're not the people to ask this question to. We are here to watch you.
Oh, okay. I don't think that is an unreasonable fucking thing to do, to just ask offhandedly what you think of an idea of doing.
Yeah, but when the issue with you is you not doing on ideas that we've identified as a long-term problem, we're just saying.
So now this is an intervention, is what this is.
No,
this is what you asked for.
You
asked for intervention. You begged for it. You asked us by asking these questions. We just got to the end of it because we skipped past the Kelly Jean part of the conversation, and now we're watching Relly get called boy by Quemenn.
Wait,
what
the fuck?
I don't follow anything. I didn't follow any of that. Instead of spinning your wheels, asking and thinking about whether it's good, do it and see if it's good. And if it's not good, do something else. Don't try to do market research on your stream. Just do things that you find fun.
Yeah, don't micronize. Keep it big picture. Right?
You don't need
trees, my guy.
Yeah, you don't need to market analyze your stream. You just need to do things that you enjoy and then find where the intersection between what you enjoy and where you're getting the viewership that you want is, and then just keep doing it and do that better.
Yeah,
that's it.
The problem for me right now is finding what I enjoy doing, because what I used to enjoy doing on stream is just it doesn't exist anymore, right? That space is gone.
Yeah, but you could just do it,
and the people that exist in the space still that do that are subhuman abominations. Okay, so I'm just
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. They've always been like that. It's literally it's never different.
Yeah, but it used to be entertaining subhuman abominations.
Another secret: we're online. We're all subhuman abominations. It's Saturday.
Yeah, but I'm a better one than them.
I woke up from a party yesterday and I saw you streaming, so I joined here. Okay, I'm not. Yeah. What do you?
And I got to say hi to Sam and wish him a Merry Christmas, which is actually a fucking miracle because honestly, I don't know.
I'm literally never online. I don't.
Yeah, it's just the rarity, so it's a little treat, you know.
Hanukkah and Christmas are on the same day. They start the same day this year.
Basically the same in America.
Wait, Hanukkah starts on the same day as Christmas? Is that every year, or is it just this year?
No, just this year. It changes because we have different calendars.
Yeah, it's because Trump got elected that they did that. It's kind
of they want to blend in. So
well, no, it's not that. It's basically rather than they will not replace us, it's we will replace the day so they don't replace us. Sort of energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hire Devin Nash for your PR. Wait, does he do PR? I thought he does. Like,
Don't hire. Don't entertain this.
I wouldn't. No, I'm just. I thought that he did
Here's who you
like
should hire for
advertising.
Here's who you should
I'm not
hire for
hiring.
your PR.
I'm not hiring. I'm poor. I can't afford my own editor. Okay, I'm poor.
Don't get an editor. Just fucking cut your clips and just put them online. Don't think about it.
It'll never happen because that's something I know I don't have the time or the resources to
Sticky notes.
Sondsol, literally.
If you have the time to be on stream, you have the time to edit.
Yeah, man.
I have the time to stream for like
an
2
hour and a half
hours.
off stream every day editing at this point. It's just like you have to. It's just what the system is.
What program do you use to edit?
DaVinci Resolve.
Is that a free one?
It is free.
Yep, it's free. Literally, Sondsol, I will make you a little intro thing with like a chime. Cut your fucking
I don't
streams.
like Tron does like a decent job with like the production side of things, like broadly.
Okay.
Like I don't like necessarily need to, but like.
Well, you should learn how to edit and edit one video yourself, so you know how to do scripted content. Because you'll be annoyed at having to cut things out when you're editing shit. That's the only thing I've changed. Is I literally am just like, okay, I probably don't want to make a segment out of this. I'm gonna try to bullshit less, and get in the zone for like 10 to 15 minutes. You should do it just so you know what it's like, because anybody can edit.
I mean, I know how to edit. I used to like edit for my channel like at the beginning, but I used Sony Vegas, but I don't have access to that anymore.
Yeah, DaVinci works really well. If you ever have questions, I can help you with it too. Yeah, just for every stream that you have, you should be thinking, I should be able to make one video out of clips from things I've done on the stream. That's what you should be able to say about every stream you do.
Well, I guess like when I ask this question, I know what y'all's response is going to be, like picking topics, but like at that point, like
topics, you're pissed off about populism. Start bitching about Elon Musk.
You just spent half this conversation telling me not to like jump on board the populism train, and now you're trying to get me to do anti-populist.
No, I've been trying to tell you to fucking get on the populism train the whole time. I'm saying that you're being a pussy and you don't want to engage with it because you're a Democrat.
I don't want to engage with it because I think it's fucking brain rot. I understand where the world is.
Yeah.
If someone told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it because everyone else is, Resi?
No. But I would go to the bottom of the bridge and I'd pick their pockets and I'd tell somebody else to jump off the bridge.
Damn.
Sorry.
It seems criminal.
Yeah, it is. It is. But guess what, man? Some people need to be fucking led by the hand. Okay? I'm sorry. Like, let's stop pretending like people are self-possessed. You have to tell people to like and subscribe constantly. To get them to like and subscribe to your fucking YouTube channel. They don't listen. You have to tell people things in black and white because when they're watching you, they're just listening.
I think that one of the things that really like irritates me, like especially after like streaming about politics for 4 years, is there's some things that we've said just 5 billion fucking times that
it loops. It loops. The content here loops. I don't like. This has been the content loop thing.
Well, the content loop thing isn't the problem. The problem is that the world is looping.
The world in general is not looping.
We literally just re-elected a former president. Okay, if that's not looping, I don't know what is.
It's not looping. It's very different this time.
Yeah, he's even more fascist.
Well, fascist enough that you're willing to call him a fascist finally. So
But it's just time is linear. First of all, so like. We keep moving forward. That's just the reality of it. I understand that this is a stupid statement, but the reality is that what captures people's attention is going to loop here until a new topic is added to that loop and something gets knocked off, because that's just what happens. But the content loop here is always going to be the same. It's just what people get mad at. and have enough to say about. That's like the reason why the content loops on Twitch, specifically in this sphere. But like there is so much you could talk about. It's just what happens is if you talk about things that aren't in that 4 or 5 pieces of things that people want to talk about, then you're not going to get eyes. So
well, I think one thing though, Sam, is I think that part of I think what Sondsol is going to call as a loop is, oh, I have to call out this one person for doing the same thing over and over again. Well, you're doing that because they're doing it, and that's how they're doing the entertainment. Like Hassan says, dumb thing, episode number 457, right? Like, yeah, you don't have to spend a lot of time on it. Just spend a little bit of time on it, get your little rah-rahs and shit, because they're doing it on the other side of it. The loop is part of the game. Yeah, sometimes you gotta just pretend you've never met anybody who's watching you before. It's better off that way. It just is.
Yeah, and the reality is,
People also forget shit. They're not gonna fucking remember Jake Doolittle a year ago calling out Ethan Klein for faking diseases and shit when it comes to the drama that he did this year. But it's no, you remember that stuff, you prepare all your shit so that way you can go over it and say, no, he's doing the same thing, he's doing the loop, and you're going ahead and making a bigger case. That's why the Hassan case is so interesting, because he continues doing the bad things despite facing punishment for doing them, which makes him more abrasive, right? And then you can build larger narratives about these people. And then at some point, it's okay, cool, we're going to continue examining them. You become an expert on them, and people come to you to see that person. Willie Mack does the same fucking 5 videos every 3 fucking months. And every single time, they get a fucking shitload of fucking views, dude.
Or the reason why you feel like you can derive what Tim Pool or any of these people are going to say is because they just follow a formula, because it's what they want. They know, it's not audience cap. It's sort of audience capture, but that's kind of like a buzzword. It's just that's what people want. That's political hobbyism as a thing, is that it's just
That's what Sondsol wants. Sondsol wants to just bitch about politics.
Right.
He wants to loot,
that's
but he
not
wants to
only
pretend
what
he's
I want
above
to
it.
do.
But
Yes,
no,
it is.
Hold on. It's not that I'm above it. It's that the conversations that are happening right now, are in schizophrenia land. Okay, actual fucking
in debates, but in the news, it's not schizophrenia land.
No, the news is schizophrenia land, because people unironically believe that people were eating cats and dogs, even though there was no evidence. And then they said that we made this story so that you guys would make pay attention.
The cats and dog thing is out of the mind of most people, except for the fact that it was very funny. I think that is I don't think people talk about it in any serious way.
Not anymore.
The more I hear about it,
because it doesn't matter anymore for their narrative. Because they won.
Song.
Yeah, it's literally the song. In my head, I'm literally here. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. They're eating everyone out here.
Yeah, the thing that's blackpilling, the thing that's making me hate everything is that the most important things have become on the same tier as fucking YouTube brain rot YouTube poops. It's literally on the same tier as that, but it's on the highest of stakes things. All right, and at that point, I start to check out.
You already said you're at extremely low stakes, so it doesn't matter even then. You did that earlier in the conversation, that at a certain level, you're not at that level, the stakes would be there, but you're not there. You wouldn't condemn somebody else for doing this. You might
wait, hold on. What do you think my point was there?
I don't fucking know at this point. I'm just badgering you.
Okay.
I'm literally doing devil's stuff, because you already know what you're going to do, which is look up shit before stream and stop playing games while you go over articles for an hour of your stream. You already know.
Well, the game thing, to be honest, the game thing happens when I don't have ADD medicine.
Okay, the game thing happens when you don't script out an hour at the beginning of the stream, and then you can just do the game thing.
Well, that's okay. Well, that's where we're gonna wrap it. I will do that. I will make a part in my Discord where people can give help me
content suggestions. Clips. Call it content suggestions.
Well, we have content suggestions, but that's the React shit.
Okay, yeah. So have people post news articles and shit too. Nair does that in my fucking server.
All right, Nair. Congratulations,
Yeah, like,
you've just been recruited.
Sondsol, how about this? How about this? Go into my server, go into my content suggestions, and take shit from there. Steal shit. I don't care. I want you to do that. I do that. I look at other people's servers to see what people are talking about. If I'm like really fucking out of like bored and shit, if I can't find something I'm interested in, that's just take it. I don't care. No one's gonna give a shit.
Well, it's not that I think anyone's gonna give a shit. It's just I never go into other people's discourse.
Sondsol, listen. Sondsol said he was gonna call me back in September. Okay.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
And he hasn't called me yet.
I'm literally like getting my car fixed so I can go visit this dude because you're only like 2-3 hours away from me now. So it's like,
hey, I'm supposed to be in Pennsylvania for the new year, so.
When? Where?
I
Philly?
think it's like really central. There's some person that we knew from Houston that has a ski house near somewhere in the middle of
Poconos?
Pennsylvania. I think it is the Poconos.
You're probably like 45 minutes to an hour away from me if you go there. Yeah.
I'll find the exact place and message you.
Let me know. Yeah, no, because I do want to get down there because I want to meet you, Stardust, and then my buddy Eddie. He lives down there, and I think we have some business we need to take care of. So
Sonsol's really soy in real life.
I don't care. I'm less soy in real life, shockingly enough.
I'm better at talking to people in real life. That's also.
We'll find out.
That's just true. Okay, I'm gonna have to end this conversation because one of my earphones just died.
That's fine. So the resolution of the conversation is just this: you are going to find things you want to talk about and say the things you want to say at the beginning of your stream, and then you're just gonna play games for the rest of the stream.
Okay, that's what I'm.
That's the whole conversation. I think we've.
Oh, well, there goes my other earphone, and I do not have a backup set of earphones. So I'm going to have to... I can see that you're talking. I literally cannot hear either of you.
There's no speakers.
On YouTube, I upload videos daily, drama content.
But I love you guys, and I will take the conversation to heart, okay? And I will script out stuff.
It's better this way. We need to make it
Chat, are they talking shit?
All right, literally. Anyways, talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Anyways, hey guys, I love you guys very much. I have to end anyway. I technically have 2 minutes, but they were shilling. Oh, well, now I feel bad for hanging up. Anyways, yeah, that turned into an intervention on my content, which wasn't what I was originally going to do, but yeah. We'll probably try and do more scripted stuff. Join the Discord, give me links. And on a good note, I won't be able to hear it because my earphones just died as soon as I figure out where the controls are. All right, bye-bye.